In June, Indonesian President Joko Widodo engaged in ambitious diplomacy by visiting Ukraine and Russia and meeting both countries' leaders.
I have conveyed President Zelensky's message to President Putin, and I conveyed my readiness to serve as a bridge of communication between the two leaders.
Indonesia will chair the G20 for the first time. Joko decided to accept Putin to Bali meeting against Western objection. Joko also invited Zelensky. Balancing between two rival powers has been a familiar tactic of Indonesian diplomacy since 1955. A meeting held that year in the midst of the Cold War brought together many newly independent Asian and African countries in the western Java city of Bandung. Then President Sukarno fostered the unity of countries aligned with neither Washington nor Moscow. Indonesia still maintains this stance.
Indonesia opted to be non-aligned. We opted not to be engaged in any military alliance. This sounds sometimes like we are sitting on the fence, but no, this is a conscious decision. We are the most affected by any order that just relies on big power. Our experience of being colonized.
Russia naturally welcomes Indonesia's neutrality.
It's an open secret, not only in G20 and many other international organizations, including some of the structures of the United Nations. The Western countries are trying to exclude Russia. We do appreciate very much the balanced position of Indonesia as the G20 president.
A shrewd calculation is behind Indonesia's diplomacy. The country produces oil, but also depends on imports as domestic demand surpasses production. Russia views Indonesia as a friendly nation and has said it is ready to cooperate economically. Moscow's envoy to Jakarta told NHK, oil trade with Indonesia is now under discussion. Jakarta also enjoys cozy relations with China, its largest trading partner. In August, a Chinese automaker began producing electric vehicles in Indonesia, which sees EVs as a key sector for its economy. But tensions over the South China Sea have kept Jakarta from fully relying on Beijing. The Indonesian island of Natuna are located in the south part of the sea. Indonesia claims Chinese fishing boats have engaged in illegal trawling in its waters there. And a local fisheries group says it identified a Chinese warship last year.
We are concerned about the presence of these Chinese ships. If China recognizes the North Natuna region as its waters, this would have an impact on us in the future.
Indonesia has turned to the U.S. for security. Washington provided $3.5 million in financial aid last year to build a training center for the Indonesian Coast Guard.
This training center is one of our efforts to bolster professional human resources to protect our marine security and safety. We would like to cooperate with the U.S. Coast Guard not only on infrastructure but also in future training activities.
Indonesia is navigating between superpower rivalries and charting its own course based on its national interests. Experts say this strategy is likely to become a trend among the countries of the Global South. Ferdinand Karsten, NHK World, Jakarta.